name is Fellows. I live in Guysf Drive, and I'm most anxious for my neighbours who are most upset about the possibility of a hostel for people coming in who are either have got children or are homeless. Now, Guysf Drive is a law-abiding crowd. I've been there 45 years, and I find now that people are so depressed on this plan. They're anxious, so anxious. I am so old, at 80, I'm beyond worrying about things that may or may not happen. But what I do object to is that that particular old people's home has been empty for 4 years. No one's, as far as I know, been informed of your plans. Even my own local councillor, Mr. Burton. Now, we had strong objections when we did hear of these plans. We had 200 meeting at the local church about 3 weeks ago. We are so angry. I've written a letter to Miss Griffin saying we understand that people must be housed, but by and large, I would think most of the people who are coming there, I say by and large, are rather the feckless ones.
Well, we've got an place
and I object to, and so do everyone else in the street, object to them coming into a neighbourhood that has been free from crime for 50 odd years. Now, I'm not the leader of this group. Unfortunately, the leaders of the group are working. I'm the old man who's got time on my hands, so I've come. And I said that I'd make a proposal, that I would come today, and I hear that 3 members of the council are coming down to inspect the premises tomorrow. I've also got the support of the local MP, John Credis. I've also asked the support of other people. Whether they can make it tomorrow or not, I do not know. But I can assure you, whatever the plans are, you can meet with great opposition. And some of the people involved are looking into it very deeply with not political, but legality involved in on this. That's all my argument. I can only say one thing, which I said in the letter. I appreciate how you feel about people coming in, but put it one way. Would you like unhoused people coming on your back door and across the road to you? Would you or would you not? Be honest about it. I'm sure you'd take the same attitude as I have done. No, I'd prefer to be elsewhere. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Stephen, have you seen this at all? Because I'm trying to recollect. Obviously, there's a what I'm hearing. Sorry, what I'm hearing is maybe there's a delegation of members tomorrow. I certainly not heard of that.
No, I haven't heard of there being a visit tomorrow. Basically, it's an old sheltered housing unit that is totally unsuitable for current use because it's basically all bed sits. I think there were only 3 of the rooms that weren't bed sits. It was closed. The borough is under pressure internally in the borough. There's not a question of people being brought in to fill this unit. That's the normal rumour that starts. It's people within the borough, most of whom are temporarily homeless.
Yes.
Temporarily. They're there for a maximum of 13 weeks. The council in that time, they are there for a maximum of 13 weeks. But the council
hurt feelings. They are so upset. They're so angry. It's unbelievable.
But
I know you've got fine excuses. I know you have. But I just said we don't want.
I'm not trying to find excuses.
We don't want them in our area. What we want really is the place to be replenished, as it will cost millions to replenish it at your plans. Why don't you use that money and replenish it for the older people that used to live there, who were pushed out against their wishes 4 years ago? I know many of them who were.
So would you like me to carry on the answer, or because what actually is, the building will not structurally very sound. The facilities will be changed. There'll be 3 extra.
All your arguments leave me completely cold, sir.
Well, the problem is that you don't want to listen to the other side of the argument. You just want to put yours.
No,
If
I
every,
want a neighbourhood that is law-abiding.
well, if every time I try to explain something, you just shout me down with the same unlistening feelings, there's no point in me trying to answer it because you're not listening to the answer. You've come here to put your point, which is fine. You put your point very eloquently. You don't want to listen to the answer, so I see little point continuing.
I think.
Would you like them living at your next door? What? At your back garden, across the road to you? I'm sure you wouldn't, because you're a law-abiding, middle-class gentleman.
But you're just.
I'm sure you wouldn't.
You're just running.
Well,
You're just running these people down as if they're almost.
I'm running them down because I know what roughnecks are.
But then you're being so unreasonable and you're not listening to actually what the majority of these people are. Sorry?
You have them where you live, by all means. But don't put them on my doorstep without me having
hold on, Stephen.
You're assuming that they're drug dealers that are the lowest of the earth, and they are not.
Well,
Sadly, you don't live in the real world as far as people in homelessness.
homeless young men there. Can you imagine what they're like? Can you imagine? It don't matter what control. They don't worry about control of drugs or drinks. They'll most probably come. I'm not saying they're all like that, but by and large, many are.
I think if you look at the situation that we have, and I'll bring it in a second, there are lots of young. There are lots of young men in Havering who are made homeless for no reason of their own, through family breakdown, through the fact that families move away, and they're Havering residents, not from outside. They're our people, and they have a right to this temporary accommodation whilst the council tries to find them something permanent. And that's what this is for, isn't it? This is for.
Completely cold.
Well, okay. Then on the other hand, what would you have us do with these young people?
I'll tell you, spread them about would be easier.
Would you spread them
in one large
block? Well, no, put 2 or 3 people in one house.
instead of in a whole dominating the street.
Not dominating the
The
street.
man's got a very good point.
Okay. Well, perhaps we'll move on to a blocking your road then.
I think you're extremely rude. And you
That's
talk
enough.
to people.
That's enough.
I'm just
Thank
saying.
you.
There's no need to talk to.
Yes, certainly.
That's what me, I could hear it, what most people
Sorry, sir. Go on.
did the second I did the lecture.
Thank you.